Blake Lively is immoral. There are many victims on both sides, and that's one of the big reasons I say that, because she's preying on victims' trauma and past hurts and things that re-traumatizes them right now because of her lawsuit. That is not anywhere near what they went through, and is not, in my educated opinion, real. People will get hurt regardless who wins this, and she caused this. And I say she caused it because she didn't, in my educated opinion, get harassed. And yet she filed a suit, and she calls upon victims, and she tries to spin the narrative so people with real hurt are on her side, supporting her, just to keep being powerful. If it reminds you of someone, you're right. They're the two sides of the same coin. Both blonde, both white, both extremely privileged, extremely rich, extreme connections. She is not saying, maybe she's saying truthful things. Right now, she's not on her Instagram story. She's not saying truth. The judge did not rule on any of the amicus briefs. He said that he didn't even read them, didn't take them into consideration at the very least. And he did not say that Justin's lawsuit had no merit, was frivolous, etc., etc. I think the judge is kind of like Ask Two Lawyers on YouTube. He doesn't understand the consequences of his rulings, and he's trying to be just his usual judge self for situations that are not emotionally charged and do not hurt real victims. But the point is, both sides have people that are hurting, that are being forced to relive trauma, hanging on hope that justice will happen and that they will be vindicated from their own issues, their own past, their own experiences. And to that, I say what no one wants to hear in that moment, which is you have to take care of yourself first, and you have to find the way to distance yourself enough to separate that. Whether she wins or loses, whether you want her to win or you want Justin to win, and you identify with Justin as a victim or with Blake as a victim, these are not you, and you have to put that distance, because one way or another, one of them will win, one of them will lose, even if they settle, and it will affect you, and it shouldn't, and it's unfortunate, but do not get roped into the emotional part at play. We're all emotional. We're all triggered. And it breaks my heart to see how many people are suffering, again, real PTSD because of this decision that Justin's, a lot of Justin's countersuit was dismissed. And some people are rejoicing, but they're rejoicing in a very hateful way. And if you're spewing hate as a rejoice, you need a mirror up to yourself, because that is not actual joy and it's not actual win. You didn't win. You're triggered just as much. As things are happening that are crazy around the US and around the world, and I know to many people this is so frivolous and trivial, and it's like a bunch of celebrities, and I saw the CNN, at least the one clip with Michael Gottlieb, Blake's lawyer, spewing PR lies, PR manipulation. And again, this is from an educated place. I've spent 3 months on this lawsuit reading almost every filing, every document filing, things that I didn't even understand beforehand. And I went to ChatGPT, I went to Google, I looked things up, I went to lawyers online that explain things. I don't know that I've ever done this much research about anything in my life. And I've been sticking with the story. So as an educated, not an educated guess, I'm not a guess, as an educated, as someone who's educated on this topic pretty well, read both lawsuits. I didn't read hers on live because the more I would read it, the more I would just feel extremely triggered, and my own PTSD coming up, and just the gaslighting and manipulating and the twisting. And I'll give you a short example of how she twisted him being, let's not even say kind. Let's just be very neutral. He mentioned something about her late father that had recently passed away, I guess, or recently relatively to that time. And she made a joke that, oh, tell him he owes me $40 because he said that, he spoke to him or something. And, before you go into like, oh, that's weird, that's creepy, check why you think that way. It's neither here nor there. People believe in that stuff all the time. Anyways, but her to twist that, like, oh, and he didn't get the point that she felt uncomfortable and didn't want to talk about it because she literally continued with a joke, not with, oh, I feel uncomfortable about that. Oh, that makes me uncomfortable. I mean, I don't want to get into this. I spoke about this, before when I was reading this online. But that when someone, I'm getting triggered now, when someone has a boundary and they're joking and they're acting like they don't have that boundary, and if even more, they keep inviting that other person to pass their boundary, they cannot spin it around like, oh, well, they didn't read my mind. They didn't recognize that me saying, oh, haha, that's so funny, was actually a joke. It was actually me saying, oh, I'm not comfortable with that. And I'm not talking about it because this is the thing. This is about like not SH, not, any kind of harassment, but she spun it that way, and she spun a lot of things. So again, as someone who is too educated on this case, I say she does not have merit to her claims. And we'll see how that goes and how that's proven. But it's just really sad the way that she's pushing in such immoral ways for her just simple benefit of having power. And a lot of people are upset. A lot of people are affected by this. And as I had started saying, if you think this is frivolous, this is not frivolous to a lot of people because it's a symbol of being heard, which is a human right that's often dismissed and not taken serious. Of victims being believed. It's a symbol of just how good of a society we are, how moral of a society we are, or how immoral and how corrupt and how the rich and the powerful, I hate that phrase, I hate that sentiment, but it's how that dictates justice, not actual truth. Whether it's power in just a regular dynamic, or if it's power on a level of money and fame and network and all that stuff. This is a very important case. It is not just a frivolous celebrity gossip thing. It's not a personal squabble. It's not, it's dangerous, and it's in line with what is happening in LA and around the country and in the politics arena, and how we're losing freedoms and we're losing voice and we're losing, and it will get worse and worse, and it will affect you if you do not stay educated, and if you do not choose to calm your triggers and critically think, or put your head in the sand. Those do not help. Part of this, I just wanted people that are having a hard day today because of this, and I know how ridiculous it sounds to many, but being in it, I know, and as someone who has loved psychology, has a passion for that, and has studied attachment style and became a coach for that, and my heart is tied to people's well-being, and I feel the dark cloud that's happening right now, and the gaslighting. I mean, at this point, it might be actual gaslighting, but still treating it as just the way that the internet calls gaslighting, the manipulation, that the spin that Blake Lively's side is putting, how it can affect people who know the real story and people who have educated themselves to the real story. And I honestly think that even people that are supporting Blake feel, and maybe this is the hatred that comes with that rejoicing, that like anger rejoicing, I feel like they feel deep down that they're being used, because they are. And it's just, my heart goes out to all of the above. And even to her, because she's definitely hurting. Hurt people. She's not happy. She's happy right now, but she's not happy about any of this, clearly. No happy person makes a lawsuit. And she's overcompensating. And who's weaponizing feminism is her. And I mean, and just in my educated opinion, she's becoming really dangerous. And regardless on what side you're on, just take care of you before attacking anyone else, before attacking her or Justin or whoever, before feeling really like this is your chance to be vindicated. I also said, someone yesterday on a chat had said, you know, how do lawyers get so unemotional? And I had said, just like therapists, a good therapist or a therapist that is called to be a therapist. And anyone can do this, though. The more you know, the more you're able to be empathetic. And empathetic does not mean to forgive, to let things slide, to just be a pushover. Empathetic is you simply understand where the other person is coming from, and you are not emotionally triggered to that place that makes you out of control and makes you unsafe. And you are more, what people might say, logical, none of us are logical. We're all just emotional beings that walk around making emotional decisions. Every single person. There is not one logical decision that anyone makes. I mean, and at the same time, it's all logical, but it's logic based on feelings, based on our programming. But yeah, I'm running out of my thoughts are running. Just I keep seeing all sorts of different messages out there and stuff, and I just feel bad. I just wanted to speak out. This was supposed to be a short video. I probably make more because it's this hurts, seeing and hearing people's stories and hearing and after hearing already people's stories and where they're coming from and knowing how they must feel today. And maybe, I'm not saying that they're like bedridden. I'm saying, like, even if you're just feeling a level of sadness, a extra level of sadness or fear that you may not get believed, that as a result of all of this, it's just more disillusionment, more hopelessness, that there is no justice, that it's just about being powerful and rich and having the resources, having the network, or having, specifics, even if you're more, educated on why this actually happened. It wasn't because of emotionality. It was, I mean, yeah, technically, but it was about, just technicalities and yeah, just, you're not alone for sure. And if you're a Blake supporter, you're probably not watching still. If you're a Blake supporter that is like secretly just not feeling good about any of it, we're here for you too. And you can go on any. The thing was, like, with Justin Baldoni fans, unless you're going on people's like Donna and stuff, which is just kind of trashy, but a lot of people that are covering this are people that have empathy and have a good heart, and they're covering it because they want good, and they are not there to put someone down or to trash talk. If you're watching this on YouTube, Lauren, it's probably only going to go on YouTube this long. Lauren from the Court of Random Opinion, she's really, I think she's one of the kindest YouTubers out there, and is having a hard time today with this, or it had yesterday. But she is someone that doesn't get into hating other content creators, even when I feel like it's justified to like call them out. She just does not get into that. She's a very kind person. So and her audience as well. And I'm one of the moderators on her channel. And we do not, take lightly with disrespecting anyone. And so if you're feeling like you're not necessarily for Justin, but you're not really for Blake, and you're just needing a community to support you through this, maybe check out that community. Maybe there's other ones that are better, but I know there's a lot that are more focused on the same kind of, anger on both sides. And I try my best not to do that, but I also feel sometimes I fall short of that because I get triggered and I'm human, and sometimes it's hard. I think just take care of you and look at the like whole picture, regardless on what side. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Just my heart goes out to everyone who's feeling irritable or sad or anxious because of what happened yesterday in this, what seems like a frivolous lawsuit situation. And especially because you can't talk about it with people, maybe because they'll think you're just being like, I don't know, just, oh, celebrity gossip, whatever. You're into that, whatever, if you have people like that in your life. And they wouldn't understand why you feel this way. There's plenty of people who feel that way. And yeah, you're not alone. And we don't know if it's going to be okay. That's the honest part. We don't know if it's going to be okay, no matter what. But keep showing up and keep taking care of you.